Hi guys, one last video for tonight. I know I already did 2 tanning review videos. This one is kind of more on a personal level, and I just wanted to kind of tell you guys why I sometimes have delays in posting videos and what's going on with me right now. And hopefully you guys will like to follow in my journey. If not, that's fine, but I'm just basically disclosing the reason that I'm kind of regular on my video postings and basically, you know, why I don't get on a whole lot. Basically the reason why is because I do have the Graves' disease disorder. It basically affects your thyroid. It damaged my heart, and I have a lot of health issues because of it, even though I'm only 23 years old. So I've been really stressed out and really nervous lately because I have a doctor's appointment next month to do further testing, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine, but you never know. And it's still kind of stressful just having this disorder. It's so debilitating, and I mean, some days I can barely get out of bed, and I suffer from anxiety and depression because of it. So basically what happened is my latest episode was last Thursday. Basically on Wednesday night, I got home from working a 13-hour shift at work, and I didn't feel too good. I felt kind of like my heart was racing, and I felt sick to my stomach, and I was like, you know, I told my husband, I think I need to lie down, I really don't feel good, and he's like, well, baby, why don't you go sleep, you know, go to bed early, you probably just need a little bit more rest. So that's what I did. Mind you, the next day on Thursday, I didn't wake up at all. I basically woke up at 7, and not even on my own. I woke up at 7 because my husband literally was shaking me to wake me up. He was scared. And the reason for that is he said I was so out of it that he thought that I committed suicide. And he thought that I overdosed because I've done that before. I'm not proud of it. And I'm past that stage. You know, I have 2 beautiful girls, so I'm definitely past that stage. And a lot happier now with my husband. But this was when I was going through some really tough times. I've dealt with depression since middle school, basically, because of a lot of family issues and a lot of bullying as a kid. And, like, it was so bad. My best friend ended up bullying me to the point where I was scared to show up at school because she threatened to shoot me, and she would, like, shove me into lockers. And it was just so ugly. Like, I couldn't function. I missed school. I became antisocial. I ended up not eating lunch. Like, I would skip lunch and everything, and almost became on the verge of becoming anorexic. So basically I just dealt with a lot of stuff. But anyways, he thought that I overdosed, even though I would have no reason to, and he panicked, and he was like shaking me awake, and he was so upset and yelling, "What did you do? What did you do?" But I wouldn't wake up. So he finally woke me up. We went to the emergency room because I told him, I was like, babe, I didn't do anything. I'm just really sick. I'm really not feeling good. I think it's my heart. So I went to the emergency room. They ran some tests. They said my thyroid levels were way off and that I need to see a specialist. So I told them I was seeing a specialist next month. They said all of this was caused by my Graves' disease, the extreme fatigue and everything. I literally was asleep for 24 hours and I couldn't wake up at all to save my life. And I mean, I couldn't even go to the bathroom. That's how bad it was. So really rough time for me, but it's not even the worst. I've had episodes to where I would sleep for 3 days straight, and I had sleep paralysis. And if you guys have never had sleep paralysis, it's the scariest thing that you will ever experience, because it's like living a nightmare, but you're awake. And you're helpless because you can't move, you can't talk, but you can see everything. And you start hallucinating, and you see things that aren't there, which are really scary. Like, you can see anything from demons you think are there to figures to people trying to kill you to beetles, you know, different phobias. And that's what I experienced at one point. So this was another episode, and they ran the test and everything. By the way, they tried to get my blood, and I was so dehydrated from not drinking that whole time that they bruised my bones so bad because they dug the needle in there trying to find my vein. Then once they found it, the guy had to literally squeeze out every drop of blood he could get because I was so dehydrated. And then what they told me is that my heart is working a lot harder than it has ever been. So they increased my meds. I was taking beta blockers, propranolol, and I stopped taking them a month ago because I ran out, and I haven't seen a specialist yet to get them refilled. And in that month's time, I didn't realize that beta blockers actually help subdue your symptoms for Graves' disease. So in a way, it helps kind of with the symptoms of thyroid problems and all of that too, along with helping your heart. So that's the reason I didn't have any flare-ups until now. But needless to say, my beta blockers were optional, and they were only when I absolutely needed them. So if they told me if my resting heart rate was over 100 to go ahead and take my beta blocker. And it was only like 15 milligrams. Well, they increased my dosage now to 3 times the amount that it was. So now I'm at 45 milligrams. And instead of it being optional, I have to take it every 12 hours to regulate my heart rate. So I'm dealing with a lot right now. I could use, honestly, all the kind thoughts and prayers from any subscribers, as it's really stressful and really hard, not, you know, knowing with uncertainty what's going to happen. I don't know if once I get treated, my heart's going to get better or if it's going to continue getting worse. I mean, at one point, the doctors told me I would need a heart transplant or a pacemaker, which is so difficult for me. And I mean, with this disorder, it makes me feel like I'm not myself. I have anxiety. I still deal with depression on the daily. It's been getting bad lately. It's been getting pretty much bad all over again. And I try to hide it. I try to go about my daily life, and it's just like, nobody understands what goes behind someone's smile. And I'm just gonna be blunt like that. Like, you might see someone that looks so happy, and on the inside, they're stressing, they're not happy, they don't like the way they look or anything. And it's hard to explain, and no one really gets it until they go through it. But that's what I'm dealing with, so if you guys can please keep me in your prayers and thoughts, and I will update you guys as much as I can on this. But, I mean, not many people know what I'm going through, and I thought this video would kind of open up people's eyes as to what I really go through. So if you guys have any other questions, you know, or if you're dealing with some of this yourself and you need someone to talk to, I'm here, and I'm a pretty good listener, and I'm going through it right now, so who better than to talk to? And I just want to give you guys that resource and let you know that you're not alone. So, I mean, I think we should all just stick together on this. But anyways, I thank you guys so much for your support and subscribing, and I just hope to bring many more videos to you guys in the future, a lot happier ones. Y'all have a great night.